Hello you and welcome back to Theme Park Tycoon 2 Disneyland, where today we're building yet again some more buildings. I know it's really exciting, this is. We're building some more of the Main Street. In fact, in the start here, we start off with a bit of footage that, if you don't watch the main channel, you may have actually never seen, because it was on one of the What's Happening Weeklies. But now, look at that, it's on here, because the What's Happening Weeklies no longer exist. So yes, you're now seeing it maybe for the first time. We built two buildings right here. We built the it's Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln in the Disneyland, but I did it as like kind of a Hall of Presidents sort of building, and I chuck all your guys' names in, all your supporters, and I am going to be having another go at building the inside of this, because it is a little bit big, but it is very fancy and very nice and all. It's just that it is a bit big and I want to fit as much in as possible, and it's like 6 back or something like that. So I think I'm gonna have another go at that, but except from that, it looks alright, and the outside building looks pretty good, I'd say. It looks very realistic compared to the actual thing, with, you know, the use of a couple decals and stuff like that. It looks pretty realistic, and yeah, and then as well as that, what we're also going to be doing is, what else are we doing in this episode? We build something. I think we build more buildings. Yes, we build more buildings down the side, down that left side. Do you remember when we did that corner building in the last episode? We carry on going down the left of there, and build another 4 or 5 buildings, actually. We do quite a lot. In fact, this episode is about the exact same length as the last episode. I know, because I'm editing and recording the voiceovers for all of these, all in batch recording, so I know for certain that all of these are one after another, like these last 2 episodes have been the exact same time, which is interesting. But yeah, anyway, regardless of that, yeah, I can't actually see what's happening right now. Normally I can see what's happening, but the fun thing is I don't actually have the What's Happening Weekly, because for some reason I deleted it. So this is just the sped up footage, the original one, so hopefully it's all working alright and all that sort of stuff, but I can't actually see what's happening for most of this episode here, so yeah, that's fun. Well, it's like the first 5 minutes of it, but what I'm assuming we're doing right now, by the little thingies in the bottom right, is we're actually building this big building here. So you can see it's quite a fancy building. It's about the same height as all the rest of the buildings, really. I mean, it's the exact same height as the one in the real life, and it has this kind of like hanging over part on the front. Now that does have like some fancy ass design, and I could technically do that with some decals, but the reason why I have not done that with some decals is because, long story short, it'd be very hard for me to do, and I don't know if it would even look that realistic, to be honest. It might, but like the problem with making that sort of stuff is it can sometimes look quite cartoony and stuff, etc, etc. So I normally don't do that for like a large sort of scale. Obviously, like the largest scale that we're probably going to do in most of the park will be the Disneyland flowers, the Disney flowers at the front, and that took like half an hour to make that those. Well, it's not that decal, it's 10 decals all together. We were to make one, but yeah, that took at least half an hour or so, and it looks pretty decent, but I mean, it could be better, I guess, in the end. I don't know. I'm fairly happy with it. I don't see any need to redo it, I guess. I'm just trying to think if we'll actually need any decals for anywhere else. We actually might, because in the ride places, in the ride buildings, we might have to like have some decals to make like the backgrounds or something, or stuff like that. I don't know. We'll have to see when it actually comes to that, because something that I haven't really thought about actually is doing the inside of rides, and we're actually coming up to doing one of the rides. It isn't actually an indoor ride though. It's the riverboat cruise thingy. What do you call it? The jungle cruise boat. I don't know what it's called. Jungle river cruise? Something like that. And yeah, I mean, that's not really an indoor building, but it is still technically a themed ride. So I don't know how actually we're gonna do that, but we'll have to just see that. I think that's coming in probably about 2 or 3 episodes from this episode that you're watching right now. I don't really know, to be honest. And there we go, we're actually back to the part that I can actually see what's happening now. That's lovely, isn't it? Because this is actually part of the part where you actually saw it on YouTube, you know, which is nice, I guess, isn't it? We have another crack at this top part here because it has that little fancy design on top. But I'm not gonna lie, it looked a bit ugly, so we got rid of it here. In fact, this middle section here is well, I say a little bit taller. It's quite a bit taller than most buildings in this main street. I think the tallest one, well, not technically the tallest, but the highest one is probably the train station, and that's just because it's about 3 blocks off the ground in the first place, and it is still a fairly tall building to say it's only like a 1-story building as far as I know. It's supposed to look, oh no, the tower is like a 2-story part because it's like splitting it, but yeah, it may be the tallest one. I'm not actually sure. I know the Disneyland Castle is the tallest thingy in the entire park because obviously, you know, it's the Disneyland Castle. That makes sense, doesn't it? But that is it's fairly tall. In fact, do we even build those ones that I was saying we build, or do we just build these? No, we don't even build that. That's in the next episode. Oh, I'm so planned out with this. Again, I'm sorry if I'm like a bit all over the place. It's because I recorded this absolutely ages ago. In fact, this I didn't even record that long ago. It was only like a month ago, maybe something like that. Maybe like a month ago, or yeah, somewhere near to that. But I don't know actually what we do. I think we just do like a couple more better buildings around this corner here. We do those buildings on that corner. That I think we do the corner building. If it even is a corner building now I think about it. I think it is. I don't know. Or it might just be like a flat building and then it's got like, no, it won't be that. I don't know, you know, really. But anyway, let's stop talking about how I'm retarded because it makes me sound retarded. And let's get on with what's actually building and what I'm actually building here. So I'm building this little building here, and it's got like a bit of a blue bottom, and I think it's actually the Mad Hatter's store here. I'm guessing where they sell hats. I'm not sure, but that's what I'm guessing. Now the real thing does have like a bit of a hanging part out here, but I couldn't really do that while also making it look nice on this scale. So I didn't really do it, but it does have a little thingy that comes out with like a little name on it. Now if you were doing it on a bigger scale, like X Nerdy Yoda Girl X, yes, she's doing quite a big scale, probably about twice the size. Like if you got all of the dimensions of all the buildings on my thingy, hers is probably about 2 times the size of them all, or maybe even 3 times the size of them. On that sort of scale, then you can pretty much do it. But because obviously I'm on such a sort of small scale, because I want to fit in as much of Disneyland in as I can, as realistically as I can, because of this, I am having to make it a little bit smaller, which does mean I have to sacrifice on some detail every so often. Oh yes, and here we're building that gate, which goes into nothing. I've always wondered why that gate's there, because obviously I've never been to Disneyland, but ever since I've started building this series and I've seen that, I've been wondering, why is there a gate there? Like, does it just literally go to, the backstage? Sorry, I completely forgot what I was going to say there. Does it literally just go to the backstage? Because if it does, then like, I thought Disney was all about like hiding the backstage. Oh yeah, here you can actually see, because I decided to switch it up a bit here and show you the bit of me, and actually record me having a look on Google Earth, and you can see how I actually do this here. Now I don't actually record it because it's on a different screen, which is why you can't see it anymore, so sorry about that. But now what I do is I have it on the left screen, and I can just move it around, just walk around and look at what I'm doing here. And I can actually see exactly what I need to build and all that sort of stuff, and that's how I reference things. I actually just look at Google Earth and just work it out from there, and it works pretty well. And actually, what we're doing right now here is we're building the rest of the town hall here. I did actually say in the last episode that I thought we finished this all, but I also said that I thought we may be doing some more in this episode, and it turns out we are, because I did not finish this little left bit here. I don't know why I didn't, but I guess it's because it wasn't in the thumbnail shot, so I didn't really need it. I don't know. But what we actually do here then as well, because we've finished some of those buildings there. I don't know how many buildings we've finished now I think about it here, but we finished some of the buildings. So what we're doing here is building these little bits of an extension, and then if I remember rightly, yeah, over here there's these little like stalls almost, and I think they sell like, yeah, you can like you can just see a slight glimpse there on Google Earth of it. Oh yeah, I'm just checking this roof because I forgot to do it, and someone sent me a message saying that I forgot to do it, and I was like, oops, I forgot about that. But then I actually realised that you can't do that because there's a max amount of things in one area, and it wouldn't let me place it here. So what I did is I cried. No, I did cry, but I was like, oh no. So it turns out this bit of roof here will never actually have it filled in because I can't do that. It's always gonna have a gap, and the next best thing that I can do is literally just put a bit of roof, a bit of ceiling in there that just makes it look blended, like blended a tiny bit. You'll see that it looks a bit weird, but I mean it is the best thing that I can do, really, isn't it? Because I forgot to do it on both sides here. And for some reason I thought that it worked, but then I forgot obviously that there's a max amount of objects per thingy, which is a bit annoying, but oh well. And here you can see that we're building these stalls here after I realised that I need to do that bit of roof there, so I've done that. And you can see me switching back to Google Earth again here, obviously. Yeah, it's just like these little stalls here. I do actually have a bit of a problem here because I wanted to have this bit of roof a little tiny bit lower, but those thingies there, even though they're classed as posts, don't actually allow you to place them on whatever level you want, which is a bit annoying, but oh well. But we have this little thing here. Obviously it's much smaller than the real thing, and I can't really help that. But we also have these little veranda things, or like, I don't know what you really call them, but like there's loads of posts across the roof that kind of like shade you a tiny bit. I don't know, it looks pretty. I do it sometimes in fact I do it loads in Roblox, as you'll see and have probably seen on the Welcome to Bloxburg series. I don't know, but they're there, so okay, I did it, leave me alone. But anyway, guys, we are coming to the end of the episode, as you may have worked out from the music that's now playing for the outro, whatever. So I'm going to thank you all so much for watching. If you have enjoyed it, you can leave a like and subscribe and all that sort of stuff, and check out all my other links down below. And except from that, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye!